Hello there, I'm Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you'll be aware of any new videos that we publish. And we publish pretty frequently, so we'd love to have you know what we're doing. Today I'm going to do a review on a pen. It is a paint pen. I don't know about you, if you have been into art journaling and different kinds of things like that. We're always looking for the perfect paint pen, that does exactly the right thing, and it works over acrylic paint, and it does, all this stuff. We're always looking for those things. And some of them are pretty pricey. Well, I thought I would show you this one, which is the painter's pen. And so it is a painter's pen, and it comes in different colors and different nib sizes, and it's very, very reasonably priced. And so I thought we would just show this and just, take a look at it. I have some of them that are open, that are well used, and some that are brand new. So I thought we'll just see, the ones that are open, I've had open for quite some time. So we're going to see what we think of them. So the first thing you need to know about these is that they come very well sealed. This is plastic all around this marker. I mean, it is totally sealed up. And so it says on here just to twist to open, but yeah, you've got to do more than just twist to open. You've got to actually cut this open. And so I usually use a craft knife. And I'll put the craft knife, I'm not going to open this one because I already have one that's open, but I'll start up here in the top of the plastic, and I will also run the craft knife around here where those arrows are, so that when I pull this off, it only opens down to that point. So that's how I open them, but there's 100 different ways to do things, aren't there? Once you open the marker, the paint pen, the tip's going to be white. Now, if it's a white paint pen, that's hard to tell. This is black. And so you know that it's a brand new one because there's no paint in the tip. So the instructions tell you to shake this well, and there's a ball in it. So you have to shake it well so that the ball mixes the paint and so forth. So we'll say that that's mixed. And then you open it up and you depress, and you need to read every paint pen. You need to read their instructions. You depress this until you see the paint coming down. So I generally depress it, and then I'll wait a couple seconds, and then I'll look at it. So it does take this a little bit. You can see the paint starting to come down. It does take it a minute to come down. And once it flows, I find that it just flows like crazy. Okay? So I find that the paint flows very nicely. So this is a brand new one. Okay? So that is on manila, and this is a craft cardstock. Just do some doodly flowers here. I find that, brand new marker works great. You can't outrun it. It will keep up, the flow will keep up with however quickly you need to use this. It will keep up. It is a paint pen, so it is going to take a minute for that paint to dry. You do have to give it a chance to dry. And every time you're going to use the painter's pen, give it another good shake and use it. But I think it works very well. This is the fine tip. So this is the fine, I believe, I'm not sure if they have an extra fine or not. This is the finest tip that I have. And then they also have a medium point. Let's see if this is the one. No, that's also fine. There is a medium point tip. So the difference between medium and fine, there's the difference in the points, the tip size. Okay? This is fine. This is medium. These are both the gold paint pens, so let's take a look at these. So this is the medium, and I have not used this one for a while, so we're going to shake it up here for a second. We're going to shake up both of these. Because the paint pens, that's one thing I've found you have to do. You do have to shake them. Sorry about the blur. It'll stop here in a second when I quit shaking. Okay. So let's do, this is the fine tip. So let's do this. And we'll just do the same doodly flower. Now, you can see that it's a little bit scratchy right there. So I'm going to depress this. And I would do this on something that I didn't care about rather than on my project. This one's been open for a few days. So if you're not getting the quality of line that you want like this, then you probably need to depress the pen again and let it get, you know, a little bit more paint coming down into the tip. There is some odor associated with this paint pen, so it is more of a solvent base than a water base. Now this one is the medium point, so you can see the difference in the size, and this one hasn't been used for quite a while, so we'll get some paint coming down, or not. This one's probably been open for a good year. So what you see now is there is a shelf life. Let's see if we can revive it. Doesn't look like we're going to get it to flow. So this one is probably a year or two old. There's still paint in it. And you know, I find this is frequently an issue with paint pens, is that they either dry out. Okay, we got a little more paint coming. I find that they dry out as a rule. And so what I'm always looking for is, okay, we got a little more paint flowing now. So let's go to this other cardstock since I'm kind of running out of room. I find that most paint pens tend to dry out over time, and so one of the things I'm always looking for is something that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and this particular brand is one of the more reasonable paint pens that are available. Okay, so this one is dry. I would call this dried up, and I would pitch it because it's not worth, if in that amount of time from what I did here and here, if it's not flowing the way that the fine point was, to me that's a toss, and it goes in the garbage. All right, let's take a look at the white one. This is the white, and this is the fine point. I'm going to shake it up really well. I'm going to give it every chance here. This one again has been open for a long time. All right, shaking it well. So let's see. And this one is working great. As far as the paint flowing, it's not putting out a ton of pigment on the craft cardstock. And this has been one that I've had really good luck with the amount of the white pigment. So we're going to give this a second to dry to see, because we're doing this live. We're doing this live here together. And let me just draw a little flower. Sometimes you've got to give things a chance to get going. And see how white it's going to be. It's not bad. When I first started using it, it was not very white. It's not too bad. It's not quite as white as I would like it to be. So we'll just play here for a minute inside this flower. Give it a chance. This one is, again, has been open out of the plastic wrapper for probably a year. And so we're just going to give it a chance. See what we think. I'm not depressing the pen tip. I'm only just touching it to the surface when I'm doing those little dot things. It's not bad, folks. It's not bad. So once it got going, it's staying pretty white. Let's go back on the black cardstock one more time, and we'll play with it in here. Sometimes, and obviously I'm doing just very quick little doodly designs here that don't amount to anything. Sometimes you've got to allow the paint to, in the marker, depending on the marker, you've got to allow it to come down, you know, and get going again. Again, I'm just barely touching the surface, not depressing the point anymore. Okay, so this is where we started, right here. So let's go do this again. So this is where I was trying to get the pen flowing, getting the paint to flow down here. So now, after we gave it a chance to get going, do you see the difference? So, you know, it's not bad, people. It's not bad. For a white pen that doesn't cost much money, it's not bad. So there it is on black. Here it is on the craft cardstock. The black was a brand new pen. It works great. The gold on this one, the gold flowers on this one. This was a pen that I just opened the other day. And this is silver, and this one's been open. This one's been open for a while. You can tell that they've been open because they've got paint all the way down. Let's give it a shake. And let's give it a go. Let's see, what do we think? Give it a chance to get the paint coming down. Feels a little bit scratchy, I have to say. This one is another one that's been open for probably a year and a half. Okay, so there it is on the manila. It's not too bad, not too bad. Let's go for black and see what it looks like on the black. Not bad, people, not bad. It's a little hard to tell the difference between the silver and the white, and I often find that that is the case. So sometimes, in fact, if I'm wanting to get white highlights on something, if I can't get it to come up with a white highlight, I will switch to a silver pen. So right beside the white, let's do a comparison. Of course, the silver is going to have the shimmer that the white is not going to have. So you're going to get the shimmer and shine as I tip it in the light. You're going to see the bottom one is the silver, the one that is actually translating as more white on the camera. And the next one up is the white pen. So you're going to get that highly reflective quality from the silver. So this one has been open for quite some time, and actually it's doing a pretty good job. So for whatever reason, that gold one, maybe I'd used it all up. It's hard to say. Anyway, Painter's paint pens, there is an odor with them, so just so you know that. And I don't know if they all have the odor or just the metallic ones. Let me smell. Okay, the white one does not seem to have as much odor as the metallic ones. So, if the point being, if you're sensitive to the odor and smell, you might want to buy one and try it and see if you can use it. But anyway, that I would have to say overall that I like these. I certainly like the price. They are an inexpensive paint pen, and I really like the price of them. And so I don't mind investing in these at all. I think these are a good paint pen for me personally. I like them. Painter's pens. So that is yeah, that's what I think about the painter's pen. So here from a distance you can see our doodly sheet on the black, which had gold and white and silver, and they come in other colors as well. So that's on the craft card stock, and we didn't do much on this one, just the silver and the black on the manila. But anyway, from a distance you can see what they look like. They are paint pens, so it does take a little bit for that paint to dry, so you got to be careful that you don't smear them, too quickly. One of the things you can do that's really a good idea is to get yourself a journal. This happens to be a composition notebook. I'm looking for a specific page here. Let's see if I can find it. This one. And what I did on this page is I've taken all my pens and markers and I've written right on this paper. Now, of course, it's going to depend on what kind of paper you like to work on, but it's a great idea to test out your pens, whether they're paint pens or markers or whatever. Test out all your white gel pens or your white paint pens over gesso, and you can also do it over a cardstock. So this is on cardstock here. But that is a great way to test out your pens so you can see what you like and what you don't like and make notes. So, all right, thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com. I appreciate you tuning in, watching this review video. I would have to give the Painter's paint pens a thumbs up, actually 2 thumbs up. I really do like them. And I hope you give them a try and let me know what you think. If you've tried them, leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think of them. And come over and check us out at HowToGetCreative.com. We have tons of creative arts videos over there. We'd love to have you check us out. I'm Barb Owen. Remember to get creative today because it's easy. And I'll see you again next time.